Outrageously podcast. This is the podcast where we teach you how to stop living a boring life and start living outrageously. We teach you the psychology of success so that if you are stuck in a boring ass job and you're staring down the barrel of 40 years in a corporate office, we teach you how to step out of that and go do what you want to do. My name's Dave Thompson, and it is my absolute pleasure to be joined in the commentary box, the podcast arena, by the man, the legend. Too many words to describe this man. When he wants for a discount, he asks for a discount. His name is Matt Kelly. How you doing, Matt?
Dave, I could not be more excited about this. This is going to be... today is a turning point for our viewers' lives.
Oh, shit, yeah,
Today is a turning point.
I could not agree with you more, isn't it? We have some bad-ass content today. It's like a line in the sand, isn't it?
Oh, like... a line in the sand. This is like a moat that goes around a castle. This is like an ocean in the sand. This is huge. I can't. The exercise we're about to talk about will allow people to completely change the way they view their own lives. This is going to change the way they're motivated. It's going to change the way they see challenges and opportunities and everything. This is big. This is really big. I'm so excited.
I am pumped as well, because changing lives, that's what it's all about here at Living Outrageously. Now, all right, so we're going to get into that content really, really soon, but we've got a couple of things that you're just dying to tell people, and this is pretty cool. So what's up with our Facebook page?
We have a Facebook page.
Yeah, buddy.
We have a Facebook, and we are cranking out content on our Facebook page. There is an issue though. There is an issue.
What's that?
The issue is there are 3 people that have liked that page.
Oh yeah, buddy. Three. That's 3 more than last episode.
That's right.
All day.
That's right. There's you. There's me. And there's my fiance, because I stole her phone and made her do it.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
So, this means that if you are watching this video right now, and by the way, 26 views on episode 1 on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Not bad. Better than the 3 we expected, so that's good. That's good. So if all of you who go and see this episode, and we're anticipating a lot more than 26 of you, go to Facebook, search for Living Outrageously, and like that page. We need your support. That's how we're going to tailor the content that we're cranking out on this, and it's crucial. It is crucial to improve your life. You must be living outrageously, and to live outrageously, you must like that Facebook page.
Indeed, indeed. And just on a side note, Matt Kelly, if you do happen to go, well, when you do go to our Facebook page and you click like, what does it come up with in the feed? It's pretty badass. It'll come up on the Facebook feed on the right-hand side.
It will say, so your name is Harold, right? It'll say, yes. Harold likes living outrageously. You need that to appear in your friends' news feeds, because Harold, your friends will see that and go, wow, Harold does like living outrageously. That's cool. I need to hang out with Harold more.
Mate, I didn't know you had a friend called Harold, but there's probably a viewer out there, but well, hey,
there are people in the world called Harold, and they probably should be watching this video if they're not already. So, Harold, go like the page.
That's it.
We also welcome people whose names aren't Harold, just for the record.
Yes, you don't have to be called Harold to be listening to the Living Outrageously podcast. So, all right, Matt, just a bit of feedback from our viewers, our 26 viewers. That's a great start. I'm so pumped about that. How good is that?
That's awesome.
So, let's get clear again. What is living outrageously?
So, we need to be 100% clear on this. Living outrageously is living the life you want to live. It doesn't mean going and doing crazy things. You don't have to do crazy things. Outrageous for you might be going for a run every morning at 5 a.m.
It could be, especially if you've never run before.
No, that's it. That is a massive outrageous step. If you're not an athlete, if you're not a runner, and then going out and committing to do it and doing it every morning and designing your mornings to enable that to happen, that is outrageous. Living outrageously is about you crafting your own pathway, you choosing what you want and you making it happen. If you know you want to be a yoga instructor, if you know that's what you want to do, and there's a story there for another episode, but if you, a special shout out, if you know that's what you want to do, you sort of need to build out your life to make that happen. And it's not a difficult task, really, when you think through the steps. There's opportunities there to do this, and all you have to do is take that first step. That first leap is always the hardest. So,
absolutely.
So living outrageously isn't quitting your job and joining the circus. Living outrageously isn't...
Could be, though.
It could be. It always could be. But it's not a requirement that you go and climb Mount Everest tomorrow. That's not what we're saying. The key point we're making here is outrageous is doing the things that you want to do with your life. And if you're doing that, you are living outrageously.
That's it. That's what we're all about here on the podcast. And I think it's so important to get really, really clear, isn't it?
Absolutely.
That's what we spoke about last time.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so very pumped. Should we get into the meat and potatoes? Are we ready now, or I don't know? Are people ready for this, Matt? Because
I think people are ready.
They're ready.
They're ready. Well, if you are watching this video, you're already looking for it. This is information that if you haven't already heard this, you know you need it. I think we're ready to smash it out, Dave. What are we doing today?
Okay. All right. So, folks, today we're going to look at what drives you to do things, okay? Is it the sloth? Like, does the sloth drive you to do stuff? Or are you in control and you're deliberately going after something? So, folks, there are 6 core things that drive you to be the way you are and to do the things that you do, all right? 6 core things. Now, we have needs, okay? Everybody has needs, right? The first, let's just talk about these. So, the first need is the need for certainty, right? The need that, and what does this mean to you, Matt? Like need for a paycheck, need to know that you can breathe the air and not die, need to know
that your kids are going to stay in their private school because the school fees will get paid. That is the certainty required to feel comfortable with oneself when going down that path.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you want to be certain that you can do certain things. All right. Paradoxically, on the other side, we've got the need for uncertainty and variety. Like, we know plenty of people. I myself, I'm so driven by variety, right? I'm like, oh, let's do this, and then let's do this, and then let's do this. If I'm in a job where I'm shuffling paper, the paper comes in, I write little notes, I stamp the thing, I write my name, and then the paper goes out. Why am I still wearing sunglasses, Matt Kelly?
I don't know. But that's cool. That's cool. You're living outrageously, Dave. You're living outrageously.
I am. But now everyone can see me. Hello, podcast viewer. 26 viewers. All right. So that's probably a prime example. All right. I was wearing the sunglasses for like, 6 minutes? And then I'm like, no, I need some variety. I'm going to whack these on. All right. So that's the second need, the need for variety. And what do they say? Variety is the spice of life, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I would argue that everybody needs that variety. You may do your boring job during the week, but what do you do on the weekend? You don't go to work. Or if you do, you shouldn't. You need to separate yourself. You need to remove yourself from that environment, at least for a period of time, and build up that variety, because otherwise you will become an office drone.
And the sloth will invade you.
The sloth will absolutely invade you.
The sloth loves people that are driven by certainty. The sloth loves those people. So my solution is, if you're driven by certainty, go out and eat a cantaloupe.
Sure.
Do you even know what a cantaloupe is, Matt Kelly?
I don't, but that's okay. That's okay.
I think it's a fruit. I saw it in the fruit store. I do like fruit stores, so
I will investigate that. I will Wikipedia that after we finish recording.
All right, let's get back to that, because I think they're high in vitamin C.
Excellent, excellent. We'll do that later. Cool.
All right. Anyway,
I'll make a note.
Okay, great. Write that down. So
done.
This is funny shit, man. I'm having fun.
Good. Let's keep going. Number three. This is a good one.
Number three is significance. Significance. All right. So. And the thing is, folks, so many people in this world, that's what they're driven by, because the sloth comes in and he's like, hey, Harold, you need this big car. You need all this. You need $1 million in your bank account. That's probably the biggest one. Significance is the sloth coming in and saying, you need this. Significance is you want to be recognized for your achievements, and you want to have the power and be like raised up on a pedestal. Now, is that a bad thing always?
It's quite an arguable topic, because it always will be important. It always will be important. People will always be motivated by this. But if you are only motivated by this all the time, that will be an issue.
Amen. Amen. So if significance is up the top for you, and we'll talk about this in a moment, there could be some problems. But all right, so significance is the drive for power, right? If you're really driven for power and things like that. So let's look at the fourth need, number 4. The need for love and connection.
This is the awkward one, Dave.
Oh.
Yep. Cue romantic music.
Yeah. Background lighting. Anyway, there's many ways that people can seek love and connection, isn't there? They can, what's a way that the sloth tells you to seek love and connection? Don't even answer that, I'll tell you right now. It's the sloth all right, if you go on Facebook, say 76 times a day, which is quite possible if you're at work and you're at a job that you don't like and you're going on and on and on.
76 isn't that many.
It's not that many, is it?
It sounds like a lot, it's not a lot.
Not, especially if you're on your little Iponi Quattro.
That's right.
iPhone, yes, that thing. Trying to sound Spanish here. How did I do? Anyway, so connection. People want to feel that connection with someone else, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm feeling a connection with you right now.
Wow.
Yeah, that's in a non-sexual way.
Good.
In a completely non-sexual way. But it is a human need, right? Everyone, that's why, all right, if you've got a girlfriend, you know how people that stay with their girlfriend way past the time that they know, hey, this is not working out.
Yeah.
They stay there.
It's safe, it's comfortable, I know what's going on. It may not be right, and it may not be long-term, but it's right for today. It's right for now. I will worry about it later.
It gives me connection. Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yep.
All right, so far we've got the 4 core needs. We've got certainty, variety, significance, and connection and love. Now, we're about to drop a bombshell.
Yep,
About to drop a bombshell. So, we call those 4 needs the needs of the personality. All right?
Yep,
the needs of the personality. The next 2 needs, are the needs of the spirit. These are the ones that will make you really fulfilled. These are the ones that will make you so stoked you just want to start shuffling at any moment. All right? And the first one is, you've got to grow, baby. You've got to grow. Growth.
This is crucial for everyone. I don't care who you are. Everyone if you're not motivated by this to an extent, you need to be to an extent.
So, Matt Kelly, all right. People, think about if you go, all right, you go and sit on the lawn outside of your house right now, and you sit there for 4 weeks.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, do that. The grass is going to grow around you.
That's very true.
All right.
Very true.
If you're not moving, if you're not growing, the grass is going to grow around you, and you're going to be left behind.
That's right. It is the same with the workplace.
Amen.
This is the same. In any situation in your social circle. If you're not constantly pushing forward, you'll see everyone else doing it around you.
Exactly.
It's life.
Exactly. You've got, mate. That is so. Gee, you're deep today, Kelly. That is so true. It is all about it is the circle of life. It is the circle of life. You must keep growing or you will die. All right, let's talk about the very final core need, and that is the need for contribution. All right? In this life, we have to help people to become better versions of themselves. All right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you a big plug here because a couple of years ago, I didn't know jack about internet, jack about social media, and there's my mate Matt Kelly. He's going, oh, Dave, this, social media, blah, 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 so awesome, all right? So awesome. And I'm like,
Social media, eh?
Eh?
Yeah.
And so I started looking into it, and now I own a web design company.
That's it.
How freaking crazy is that?
Well, the outrageous thing about that is Dave Thompson not only did not know about social media, he didn't know what HTML was.
Mate, I still don't.
He doesn't know the difference between the Flash versus HTML5 debacle. No. He still doesn't know what that is, but he owns a business that is making money in that field because he saw an opportunity, he learned what he needed to learn, and he did it.
That's right. And you know what? I don't need to exactly know those things because I have other people to take care of them. So,
that's right.
But in any case, your contribution to me was introducing me to this whole new concept that's opened up a whole new world for me.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay, so let's focus this back on the people out there, back on the podcast viewer, hey? So, Matt Kelly, if you had to pick any of those core needs, so there's people out there, now get curious, because you're going to need to be curious. I saw the little brain. You got a mouse ticking in there?
Yeah, running on the wheel, yep.
Yep. Okay, good. The mouse is running. He's activated. So if you had to guess what take a sample of any people. So you're down in the main street of the CBD at lunchtime, and you just go, wow, that person. What are you guessing that they're driven by? Especially if the sloth has them.
If you're sitting there lunchtime in the CBD on a weekday, they're driven by potentially money, image. Image could be a big one. And I think a lot of that comes into the certainty. So it's the certainty aspect of those core needs. They know that it's so important that they have their life and they don't lose anything and they don't miss out on anything, that they're missing out on the bigger, wider opportunities that are constantly presenting themselves, because this is the secure, safe way of doing things. And while outrageous for them might be going out for lunch and not sitting in the office, which it might be, that might be outrageous.
Little steps at a time.
That's right.
Just keep taking them.
It might be outrageous to not be at your desk from 6 a.m. until 8 p.m. every single night. It might be outrageous to go out for lunch and get some fresh air.
Especially if you're a lawyer.
Well, that's true. You know what? We see it in all workplaces where there's the people that do the long hours and all that, and that's cool because they're motivated by the success that they're doing. But there's also a range of other potential needs that they're fulfilling by doing that.
So if you're out there and you're going for that significance and you want the certainty, you want to be the big powerful guy, all right? If they are your number one and number two needs, I'm telling you now, folks, you are setting yourself up for pain, because there will always be someone that is more significant than you. Yeah.
That's right.
Like Matt Kelly, you might have $1 million, and then you go out that little door that's off to your right shoulder, and you step outside your door and you walk. Yeah, that one. And you walk
the only one, yeah.
The only door.
Yep.
Well, you could jump out that window there.
That's true.
I don't know, but whatever. But you go outside the door and there's someone with $1,001. All of a sudden, you're not significant anymore.
No, that's right. The one thing that you've been striving for, pushing yourself for, the one thing that you've always wanted to accomplish, that single goal, and suddenly someone else is going, ha, I beat you there, I've got more, I am therefore better than you.
How does that make you feel?
And what does that do to a person when their whole point is push this one point of success? It's a nightmare. It's seriously a nightmare. These people, you're so motivated by it, so driven to it, that this does become depressing. It really does. Amen. Like, people will buy the latest edition Mercedes, and then 3 months later, the next Mercedes comes out, and their friend buys it, and they feel shit again. You're not the cool guy anymore when your friend's got it.
No. The sloth is coming in there. The sloth. Let's talk about the sloth, because we haven't talked about the sloth much tonight.
Yeah, do you miss the sloth, Dave? It sounds like you miss the sloth.
No, actually, look, the sloth is currently not in my personal space because I fucked him up with the samurai sword.
Excellent.
But he is very present. He's ever present.
But by the way, if you don't know what we're talking about when we refer to the sloth, please go back and watch episode 1.
Yes.
Look it up in YouTube. It's the same channel, previous video. You need to watch that because that'll give you all the background on the samurai, the rice farmer, and the sloth.
Exactly.
There's 3 key things that you need to learn about, and it's probably, it took us 40 minutes to explain it last time, so maybe go back to that one. But I suppose out of all of this, the sloth is evident in all of those core needs. In all of them. I mean, I could argue that even in that love and contribution need love and connection where you're in that relationship and you know it's not right and you're cruising on it because you think, oh, I don't know, it's safe, it's easy, I know what I'm doing, I know her, she knows me, it's all good, I'm just going to keep going. And you know you're not going to be with them forever. You know it's not right. You know that ultimately you're going to have to make a decision. But the sloth is saying, no, it's cool. Keep cruising. Keep going. It's all good. You're having fun. It's easy.
That's exactly what he's saying, isn't it? Now,
it's tough.
And that brings up a very good point, Matt Kelly. A very good point. You really are the bomb diggity. You're on fire today with the examples. I love it. So, there are many different ways to meet your needs. Some are positive and some are not so positive. Let's choose the word disempowering.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
How do you like that?
Disempowering. Excellent.
Deep. Right. We're reaching deep levels here.
Hit me with it.
All right. So, pop quiz for Matt Kelly.
Yep.
What is a poor way a poor way, let's use the word we just made up. A disempower, I'm pretty sure it's in the dictionary, so we didn't just make it up. Geez, I talk some smack sometimes. All right, back on the track. What is a disempowering way for someone to achieve love and connection?
I would argue that the point that we just made is disempowering, in that you're removing yourself, your own abilities from the situation, because you're doing things the easy way. You're actually removing all the power, all of the ability from yourself, and saying, that's cool, it's easy. I know what ultimately I need to do. If someone points a gun in my head and says, hey, you, what decision are you going to make? You know what you would do. You know what the right decision is to make. But the sloth is removing that power, removing that ability, and saying, no, keep going, keep cruising, do it, make it happen. And it's sitting there attached to your leg. The sloth is attached to you. That's it. That's it.
That's what it might look like.
The sloth is attached to you.
Look like that.
The sloth is not letting go. The sloth is not letting go because the sloth is seeing it and going, don't put yourself out. Don't make life stressful. You don't want to deal with the messy breakup, and you've got mutual friends. How are we going to deal with that? Oh, my mum's friends with her. My brother's friends with her. What am I going to do? Ultimately, what am I going to do? By the way, this isn't a reflection on my own life. I'm engaged and happy. It's not. If you are watching Sarah, everything is good. But
he's telling the truth, folks. He really is. Sarah's pretty cool.
But we all know. We've all got friends who are in a relationship that isn't right for them, and they've made that clear. It's not a judgment based on, I don't think your relationship is good. That person has made it clear that it's not right for them, and they still pursue it because of that need for that love and that connection, that power that you have between two people. But the issue is that if it's not right, it's not right, and we all know when it's not.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah. Can I share another one? Quick personal story with you, Matt Kelly.
Please do. Oh, this is a good one. Hit me.
You don't even know what it's going to be.
No, I'm pretty sure I know where you're going. If it's a personal story, it's a Dave Thompson personal story. Go on.
Dave Thompson personal story. All right. So, back in the day, I used to be really, really fat. I'm talking like super obese. Is this the story you were thinking of?
It may get there. It may get there.
Right,
but when he says super obese, he doesn't have bad genes. He's all good. He's all good.
Yeah. I just ate a lot, right? And you know what? I ate food to connect with myself. I ate food. I could connect, and that's another thing. You can, as well as connecting with others, you can also connect with yourself. And eating food, that can be one way to do it. So what we're really all about in today's little exercise is finding positive and empowering ways to achieve all of your needs, isn't it? That's really what it's all about, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, where should we go from here, Matt Kelly? Where should we go?
I want to dial back a bit because there's a really solid. There's another personal story from Dave.
Okay.
And it's one that I'm not going to tell. I'm like going to let Dave tell it. But okay. I think this is the point where Dave realized that he needed to start to live outrageously. He'd been driven into a point in his life, pushed into a corner that he didn't want to be in. He knew it wasn't right for him. Even while he was doing it, he knew it wasn't right. But there are a whole lot of external influences saying this is what you need to do. I'm talking about the lawyer story, Dave.
Oh, the lawyer story.
Because Dave is actually a fully qualified solicitor. He's a lawyer. Dave, how many billable hours have you worked?
Well, for an actual law firm?
Yeah.
Zero.
That's right.
Zero.
That's right.
Zero. So let me tell this story, folks, because this is a prime example of how certainty and significance are driving people in society today, and it doesn't always work. It didn't work for me. Luckily, I'm just an absolute whore for learning, and I found some other ways. So I was a very good student at school. I got great grades. I could speak. Everyone's like, Dave, you're smart. You can speak. You're going to be a barrister. And I'm like, well,
they make a lot of money.
Yeah, they do. Shit, they make a lot of money.
It's a good motivation when you're going through school and you have to make a decision. It's a good pathway to take.
So there's the certainty. I'm going to make a buttload of money. There's significance because lawyers in society are like, they're put up on a pedestal, aren't they?
Everyone knows the important rich lawyer.
You say to someone, I am a lawyer, and they're like, whoa, it's social proof. Instantly.
Yeah.
Instantly. Doesn't matter where you go.
Yeah.
So I started to do it. I studied it. Man, 5 minutes into law school, 5 minutes, I knew I didn't want to be there.
So can I ask, why then did you continue through and go through all of those years of study?
Well,
does that come out of the needs? Does it come under that need for significance and certainty?
Absolutely, absolutely, man. Because in high school, I was school captain. I got great marks. I was captain of all my sporting teams. I was just kicking butt left, right, and centre, right? If there was a big man on campus, I was pretty much him, right? I was pretty much him. And then I finished school, and all of a sudden, there's none of that. My source of significance just got chopped completely. Yep. Absolutely gone. Rug from underneath me. That's
a really good example when we talk about how there's always someone a step ahead of you. That's an example where you are suddenly the best, you're the top, you're whatever. The minute you finish school, you're at the bottom of the ranks. And suddenly there's a lot of people higher than you and better than you, more accomplished than you. And that's the challenge that you obviously faced.
Absolutely. There's always, as we said, you walk out that door, there's a guy that has $1 million and $1.
Yep.
He's more significant than you. All right, so I'm doing this law degree. I did business. I studied business as well. So that was my source of significance. I could walk around telling people, oh, my name's Dave Thompson and I am studying law. And everyone's like, oh, Dave Thompson, studying law.
Yeah.
Underneath it all, I wasn't happy, man. I wasn't happy. 5 minutes. I've been in law school 5 minutes. You know when you get that gut feeling and you're just like, this shit is not right. This is just not me. All right? The people that were there, I just could not get on with them, man. I'll tell you what, I have 0 friends from law school that I regularly keep in contact with. There's probably a couple of dudes, maybe 1 or 2, that I would actually choose to hang out with, except they live out of state. But I just didn't like the people there. I didn't like the atmosphere and the environment. Now,
was it a pretentious environment?
It is a little bit. It is a little bit because there was a lot of students there at law school who their parents are paying for them to go there.
Of course.
Right? And not only that, they drive to university in the latest Peugeot.
In the Lexus, yeah.
In the Lexus.
And you know what? More than anything, I would argue that it's significance for the parents.
It is too. Oh, I've got a daughter at law school.
That's right.
Whoop-de-frickin-do.
Anyone can pay to go to law school.
Man, you don't even have to pay to go to law school these days. You can go to iTunes, download the entire course from Harvard for $0. You just need a freaking internet connection. You can get that from McDonald's, man.
But Dave, can you say that you're studying at the University of Queensland law if you do that? No, and that's where the significance comes in.
Exactly. It's all about the status.
Yeah.
So man, I went through the whole thing, and how did I put up with it? Well, you know what? I got it studying down to a fine art, right? I'm doing a double degree. I attended class 3 hours a week, and I studied a maximum of 15 hours a week. The rest of the time, I got to do whatever I wanted to do.
So that's where the outrageousness pushed in and the variety pushed in.
Absolutely, absolutely. I was like, this part is shit, but it's giving me significance. All right, how else am I going to get this outrageousness? And I'm like, well, I'm going to coach rugby. I'm going to play rugby. I'm going to make some rep teams for rugby. I'm going to go fishing every weekend. I'm going to do this, blah, 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 blah. Now, was law school the right choice for me? I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't regret anything I did. Everything happens to you for a reason, doesn't it, Matt Kelly?
No, absolutely, absolutely.
Absolutely. And people say to me, Dave, why did you, you've wasted that time. You've wasted it. I don't think I've wasted it.
Yeah.
I don't think I've wasted it. I've learnt a buttload, man. An absolute
buttload. You don't need to go and be working as a lawyer to have gained a huge amount of value from going through that process. But other people don't see that because the traditional path is you study, you finish, you go and you be a lawyer, and you move up those ranks, and one day you're the important judge, and you've got the family and the nice house and the nice boat, and that's your life. And that's what people see. So when Dave turns around and says, I'm not going to be a lawyer, people look at... I've seen people look at you and say, then why did you waste your time? Why did you waste your money? Why did you go through that process? And it's not about... For you, it was about the process, the learnings, the ongoings, rather than the, I'm finished, I'm going to be a lawyer. And and clearly you've taken a lot from that, because now you're going through and doing personal coaching and all of this.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it's a very different path, and having that law background is obviously a strong part of your feature set. But at the same time, you know what's right. It's the same as the girlfriend story. Yeah. I know she's not right, but I choose to be there.
Well, Harold, not you. You've made, you know, you made that.
Harold. Yeah, you need to evaluate your relationship right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, just to finish off my story,
yep.
I graduated, I got admitted, and then I started in a contracts department. Right? Man, I seriously hated myself. I wanted to shoot myself. I have such, you know what? I did the DISC profile, personality profiling, learned all about myself. Sounds techie, it's freaking amazing. Anyway, I found out I have such a low tolerance for rules, it is outrageous. I have such a low tolerance, I just cannot handle rules. So, why should I have been a lawyer? That's probably not the best choice.
No.
Being entrepreneurial, doing podcasting, that's the way to do it for me. Freestyling.
This is your outrageousness right here.
That's it.
You're outrageous. If you are happy when you wake up in the morning and you go, I'm going to record a podcast, I'm going to go fishing. If that makes you happy, that's your outrageous. It doesn't mean I'm going to go and jump out of 5 planes today. That would also be potentially outrageous. But for you, you know what outrageous is, and it's the same as taking your dog for a walk every morning. If that is something that you don't do but want to do, that is your outrageous.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So we've been a bit deep and heavy today, Matt, haven't we? So let's just get the exercise down that we want. What do we want people to take home today?
Is this your quick tip, Dave?
Yes. Let's do that now.
All right. Let's do quick tips.
Are you happy to do that?
Let's do quick tips.
All right, rock and roll. And then you got to shuffle for me, all right? Because you were doing it before and it was good.
Maybe. Let's just keep that one for the outtakes. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
All right. So my exercise for you today is to go home, sit down in a quiet area, and write down these core needs: the needs for certainty, for variety, for significance, for love and connection, for growth, and for contribution, and think which of these needs have been driving you up until this day. Up until this day. Because today is a line in the sand, and from this moment on, you can choose what you want to be driven by.
Absolutely. This is big. This is huge.
This is huge.
Because up until now, you've lived a certain way. And you know that. When you do this process and you document what you've been motivated by, what's influenced you, what you care about, it'll be really, really clear to see. You'll be able to look at a piece of paper and go, that's it. And you may not like it. You'll look at it and go, man, I wish that wasn't, I don't like that, I wish that wasn't there. Switch it up, swap it around, turn it into what you want.
Write it on this piece of paper and then go.
Yep.
And then get yourself out a new piece of paper and start from scratch, because, mate, life is it's a blank canvas. Write your own freaking story.
Yep.
Write your own story. It's your own movie. If you can write your own book, or you can write your own movie, or you can do both, or do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So how do you want to live from this day forward? How do you want to live? I don't know. When I've done this exercise, I chose to put growth and contribution up the top. I want to grow and learn as much as I can, and I want to contribute as much and serve as many people as I possibly can, and this podcast is part of that.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's fantastic.
It's the way to do it. And you know what? When you help other people to do what they want to do, when you provide value and make other lives richer, your life will become richer all the same.
Very, very good thoughts. Very good thoughts.
So there's the deep exercise. So what is going to drive you from this day forward? We'll put those questions on the livingoutrageously.com website and go down. It'll probably take you about 10, 15 minutes, but go and find out, because it's a line in the sand, baby. And this day forward, you choose. All right. So Matt freaking Kelly, I know you've got some pretty sweet tips for us.
So
hit me, brother.
My tips today are very, very functional. Okay.
Outstanding.
So it's really, really easy to go down this path of saying we have to do all this stuff and whatever, and it sounds hard, and it sounds annoying, and it sounds hard, and you're scared, and it freaks you out, and whatever. you need to go through this process. So let's make it even easier. You need to go to a store nearby that sells whiteboards and buy 2 of them like that. This is something that this is a particular strategy I've been using with whiteboards lately, which is if you have 2 whiteboards, you use one to write on and you use one as your blank canvas. So for the purpose of this, I would be going, okay, my blank canvas is this one, the bottom one, the top one, whatever. This is where I'm at now. 1 column. This is where I want to be. And then on the top one, you write down where you want to be and you rub off where you were. So on your bottom whiteboard, that becomes your idea brainstorming board. The top one becomes your really functional, really like, this is my ongoing strategy. Because if you wake up every morning and walk into your bathroom, walk into your living room, walk into your study, wherever it is, and see where you want to be, it's that reinforcement in your head. I've seen my mum used to write with a whiteboard marker on a mirror in her bathroom. So when she walked in the morning, she read what was written. It's the same principle here. It's the same principle where if you wake up and see it and think about it, it'll help you to actually make that happen. So for me, this is a particular process I've put in place. One of them will always have writing. In this case, it doesn't because I'm actually working on something new. But I've got 2 more whiteboards that you can't see out of frame behind that door there. But for me, it's more about one for brainstorming. And that process of writing down where you were and wiping it off, that's cleansing you. That's cleansing you. You're taking that and you're going, it's the same as writing a sheet of paper and then scrunching it up into a ball and throwing it away. You want to say, this is where I was. I know it's not where I want to be. So I'm moving on past that.
Love it. Love it, Matt Kelly.
Buy 2 whiteboards. Put them next to each other, above each other, whatever. Even label them if you have to. This is the brainstorm. This is the clean canvas, and this is the ongoings. This is my personal strategy. You might do strategy for work on whatever. This is your personal life strategy. No one spends enough time working on that.
Absolutely. So, Matt Kelly, that is the bomb freaking diggity, isn't it?
Whiteboarding is key. Do it. Do it now. Your life will be better when you wake up tomorrow morning if you have that on your board.
It will be, because that RAS that we talked about last time, the reticular activating system, it switches on and it's like, this is what I've got to go for. It's like a missile tracking device. It's like, I can see it's on my whiteboard. Where's my cam? There. It's like, no matter where you go, the heat-seeking missile is going to find what you put on the board. That is just amazing. And you know what? 6 months ago, neither of us could shuffle.
It's probably true. It's probably true.
All right, let's make it 9 months.
That's definitely
9 months.
True.
Definitely true.
YouTube is your friend, people. If you want to learn a skill, if you want to learn a musical instrument, this is the 3rd tip. This is a free tip. Bonus tip. If you want to learn anything, I'm talking about anything. If you want to learn how to play a musical instrument, if you want to learn how to remove the engine from your car, go to YouTube and look it up because you will find amazing videos. It's unbelievable.
Google.com as well.
Well, that's a given. Yeah.
Absolutely anywhere, folks. We have never lived in this time in history right now. Forget the economic crisis. Forget anything else. This is the best time in history. We have this thing called Google.com. It will give you the answer to anything. Absolutely anything.
That's it.
Don't tell me you know how to do it. Google.com will tell you how if you hustle enough and find the way, which I'm sure you will because you're living outrageously. Yeah, buddy. All right. Is that it, Matt Kelly? Have we talked about everything?
I think we're close. Let's do a couple of quick plugs.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that people go to livingoutrageously.com.
Yeah.
That's where we're going. That's sort of going to be the home of the podcast. If you're watching this and you're on Facebook, please go and like the page. It'll say in all of your friends will see in the newsfeed, Harold likes Living Outrageously. And that is epic because you do like Living Outrageously, Harold. You do. And you need to tell your friends that. So go to the page, like the page. If you've got a friend who you think would be interested in what we're talking about, or you know someone that needs that inspiration and is open to this, because we're not trying to convert people here. We're not trying to say to people who aren't interested, who don't want to know about this, you need to change your lifestyle. But there's so many people out there who know what they want to achieve, who know that they're going down the wrong path, and they're the people we're talking to. We're talking to those people who are sitting in their office job and they're starting to realise that it's not right. They dread waking up in the morning. They hit the snooze button 3 times before they get up for work. it's not the life they want to live. They're the people we're reaching out to. And if you know people like that, then yeah, we would love for you to forward a link, get them to like the Facebook page. All the videos will be up there as well. In fact, right now we're working on a new tab that'll list all of the episodes with their direct links. So at any time you can go and find the specific piece of knowledge that you are looking for from the
what are we? What? Don't have a meltdown, Matt.
From the morsels of intelligence that you're extracting from our brains, as wide or as limited as that might be. So yeah, if you go to the Facebook page, check it out.
Kill the sloth. Kill the sloth.
Kill the sloth. Get your mates involved, because you can see the people who are affected by this.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. All right. So Matt Kelly, so they know where to go. Living Outrageously Facebook page, Living Outrageously on YouTube, or livingoutrageously.com. If they want to find your good self for anything techie, for basically anything social or digital, where can we find your good self, Matt Kelly?
Check out the website, mattkelly.com.au. Also check out Twitter if you're on Twitter, twitter.com/Matthew Kelly. Wow, I almost forgot my own Twitter handle. That's ridiculous. Twitter.com/Matthew Kelly, mattkelly.com.au. Check out the Facebook page, check out the website. All good.
All day, buddy, all day. All right, so that rounds out episode number 2 of the Living Outrageously podcast. My name is Dave Thompson. That was Matt Kelly. We will catch you next time. And remember, if you want a boring life, go sit in a cubicle.
Peace out, people.